Hello, and thank you for tuning in to Car Camping with Carson. Well, summer is officially over here in Texas. Though you couldn't really tell it today because it's like 95 degrees out. I went to Home Depot. I'm a little rusty. I made some mistakes in my measurements, but I got it all straightened out now, and I'm ready to start a new build. Man, I haven't done a build in like forever. I don't know what happened. You know, time, excuses, age, new jobs, storms, the dog ate my homework, who knows? But the point is, I'm back and I'm excited. So my daughter said to me the other day, Dad, I'd really like to go car camping with you sometime. And I said, well, that's great, but I don't really have a platform for two people anymore. And my daughter's 13 now and is a lot taller than she used to be. So now I need to build a new platform. I also have the problem that I put in this new cargo floor because I put a full-size spare in the back, which raises the cargo floor a lot. So in order to put two people in there, I have to, make a new build. So here we go. Thanks for tuning in, and thanks for watching. Like I said before, I made a mistake at Home Depot, but I went back and corrected it. We're not going to count all this extra wood I now have. We're just going to count the 1 8-foot half-inch sheet of plywood that I got and built the whole platform out of. I thought I was going to use all that scrap you just saw me dragging out, but I ended up only using the scrap wood for the feet of the platform. This section you see right here is actually 41 inches wide and 57.5 inches long. My daughter, this is more than enough platform for her, but I need an extra little bit because I'm 6'3". So I actually make another section in the front to swing open to add an additional 21 inches, bringing the grand total or length of the platform to 78.5 inches long. So here I am just shoring everything up and getting the feet for the back of the platform. There's a small section that it needs to clear past this spare tire and then kind of the underside of the car, in the cargo area. There was just a small little bit of room I could have these back feet or legs of the platform. So I use those little thin pieces. I think they're 1 1/4 by 1 1/4. I don't know what they're actually even called. But maybe I could have used 2x4s, maybe shaved them down a little bit or sanded them down, sanded the corners down or something. But I ended up using those, and I think it worked out great. Anybody watching this film will probably say, whoa, buddy, ease up on the glue. You don't need that much Gorilla Glue for anything, especially since you're then adding screws. But, I don't ever plan to disassemble any of my platforms, which goes to show how difficult they are when I try to disassemble them or cannibalize them to make other platforms. But for the time being, I want them to be robust and last a long time, so I just use ample glue and screws. You don't have to if you don't want to. So here I am just putting this last section together, and then I think I'll probably end up sanding it down a little bit, and then I'm going to put it back into the car and try to figure out how the front little section goes in. I ended up hand screwing in these screws here. I guess I could have drilled a little pilot hole and then put in the screw. I was just really anxious about splitting the wood since I had just gone to all the trouble to make these. So here I am sanding it down, and I'm going to load it back in the car, and then I'm going to get the little front section measured and then cut and then put in the car that way. When this is all totally assembled, truth be told, it is actually a little gangly. I like that word, gangly, to load in and out, but you can totally do it if you're just one person. If you have two people, it's really easy. I didn't show it on camera, but my daughter and I loaded this up in the car, and it just takes a couple of minutes or a minute to load it in the car. With one person, it is a little heavy, and again, you have to get the front in, and then you have to, pull it as far as you can through, and then those back little legs that hang down get stuck on the back bumper, and then you got to lift that up and then go back around and pull it through, and it's a process, but once it's in there, it's great. And if you have two people, it's even better. So here I am attaching some hinges to the platform, and then I'm loading it all back in to see how it's going to feel. Now it wants to come up a little bit on the head end because there's no platform brace, which I'm going to make now. The brace, did it need to be made out of 2x4s? Probably not, but I needed the extra height. and that's why I used them. You know, it started raining on the second day, and I waited for the hard rain to pass, but then I just worked through the rain because I had limited time to make this platform. So here I am seen working in the rain with my little teeny weeny overlap or overhang from my garage that protected me from the rain while I continued to use power tools. But it all worked out just fine. Again, you can use some other wood, maybe slightly less robust as these 2x4s were, but I think the 2x4s worked great, and the brace fits behind the front and passenger, front driver's seat and passenger seat when traveling. I put in this extra little section of wood so when I have the brace doesn't slip away. The platform looks great and it's not going anywhere, but that brace I thought might slip away as we move around on the platform, so I made that piece of wood there so it has something to butt up against. Here I am just cutting off all the little tips of the screws that went through the platform, and here I am sanding the whole thing down. I am sanding it to prep it for stain. I did a coarse bit of sandpaper here on the little sander, and then I think I went to a 220 just so I could try to prepare the wood as best I could. I'm using later a polyurethane / stain combo. Instead of painting on the stain and then painting on polyurethane for a sealant, I just get the stuff that's all in one, so kind of 2-in-1, which is great. After I get it all sanded down, I use a mineral spirits to, I kind of dust it off, then use a mineral spirits to catch any loose things, dust or anything that might be on it, and then I go ahead and stain the whole thing. I let it dry one night, and then in the video you'll see here very shortly, I'm loading it into the car, kind of the trial run to show what it will look like in the car with all the sleeping bags and mats and everything on it. And that's actually exactly how we will drive. We will load up the platform, load up all the mats and the air mattresses and the sleeping bags and the pillows and everything like that, and then I'll just fold back that 21-inch section that sticks out over the front for really my height, and then we'll drive, and then when we get to wherever we're going, we'll just open it all up. So those braces I added to the brace in the front, they're not necessary, but I just added them. I definitely think these needed them in the back because these little, again, pegs, legs, whatever you want to call them, I just felt like maybe they needed a little extra support. I might have gone overkill, but, what do they say? Overkill is better than underkill. I'm not sure who says that. I don't even say it, but I said it just now. So here I am unloading everything. I removed those little cargo sections by the spare tire because they just got hung up on the platform as I was trying to load it. But once I get the platform in, I'm seen putting them back into the car. Again, you may not even have these, but if you wanted a higher platform for a different purpose and to use extra storage underneath it, and if you don't have a full-size spare in your car, then it'll just be, another area for you to put something. But this is where the it will all look like when I'm driving, just like this. Now, I'll then add all the sleeping bags and mats and whatnot. I will attach one strap to those little hooks where the back seats hook into when they're folded up. So if I have to slam on the brakes or something, this thing's not going to slide forward. It's not actually tremendously heavy, and I don't think it would, crush those seats if we slam on the brakes, but it's just a precautionary. Again, that little circle thing you saw me loading up is a little portable toilet. That's what we plan to take with us because we're going to be camping somewhere way off the beaten path where there is no bathroom. So again, the brace comes out from underneath. Someone asked where it goes over here. It goes right behind the little hump where the seat belts disappear into the floor. So that's where it resides on the ground. This has just enough room to clear the ceiling, and then it butts up against that brace, and it works out great. Again, this is 78.5 inches long and 41 inches wide. It is as big as I could make it to get it in the cargo area. So I fit great. Again, not on camera. My daughter and I already got in the car, and it fits wonderfully, both of us, for our exact purpose of using it, which is why I built this platform. But again, if it was just you, it'd be fantastic. If it was you and another adult, I think it would work great as well. Again, I hope this build inspires you to do something similar, or maybe to do this exact same thing. If you also carry a full-size spare in your car, or if you don't have a full-size spare in your car, you can do this exact same build, and then you can just have a ton of storage space underneath the car to get to. And I've often thought about, I wonder how hard it would be to get to the spare tire if I had a flat. It's actually not hard at all. You just lift up the platform in the rear cargo area. And because it's so snug inside the car, since it's 41 inches wide and the opening to the cargo area is 41 inches wide, it just kind of sticks on the side of the cargo walls of the kind of opening to the door to the hatch, and I could easily remove the spare tire and get to everything I needed to and then put it back in. Though I have thought about maybe bringing a little post with me that I could kind of wedge underneath there, so while I'm getting it out it doesn't fall down. Maybe I'll add that later. But for now, this is how I will drive with the car. I'll just have everything ready to go in there, and I'll just lean back that little 21-inch section, and I've been in the driver's seat and looked back, and you can see completely out the window. And I have more storage space there for something else if we wanted to take it. I've also added this felt little patch on the brace, so if it touches the center console, it won't scrape it or anything like that. So this just sits behind the seats, and then we have a little bag that we're going to be carrying with us just for like a change of clothes or maybe a few little bars or items that we're going to eat or whatever. We're not carrying a whole lot of stuff with us, and it will go behind the front passenger seat, and then that's it for us. So here I am loading it up, and that's really what our use will be. I hope this has been beneficial to you and maybe inspires you to do something very similar or the exact same thing. And stay tuned for the dimensions in the end of this video. Remember, there's always room to sleep in your car.